Hey guys, Demon here, and today we are doing Rick and Morty Season 3 up to Episode 6 because I did the last 4 episodes starting at the Ricklantis mix-up and onward. The last 4 episodes, so we're going to start on Episode 1 and then go up to Episode 6, and then we're going to be finally done the Rick reviews. Then we'll go back to the Star vs. the Force of Evil reviews, and eventually both these shows will have another season, and we'll have to do reviews on each episode. And yes, I am cracking my knuckles right now. There we go, they're all cracked. Anyways, on to the review. Episode 1. Rick and Morty Season 3, Episode 1. This episode, very good episode. I'm going to talk about the ending first with Beth, because at the end of this episode, when I first watched it, I felt very uncomfortable. I felt very it was like a cringe moment almost, and I realized why. And if you watch my other season reviews, you'll realize why too. It's because Beth reminds me of myself. A fuck ton, okay? Because Beth abandoned her husband, and she would do a lot of things for a shitty father that doesn't give a shit about her. He abandoned her in a universe that literally was full of aliens and stuff like that, but yet for some reason he cares more about this version's universe of his family, which never really made sense to me why that happens. It's like, why do you care more about this universe's family, and this season in particular, you care more about them than you have about the other universe? It's very stupid and very weird to me, just to run that over and over in my head, just like, why didn't you care about them? And why would you care about these people? And I doubt they were your real family, because you have a history that we don't even know, and we saw you with Morty as a baby. But fucking Beth, she pisses the fuck out of me, man. She pisses me off so badly. Because she reminds me of me. Because I know, even if I had a girlfriend or friends and stuff like that, when I was a kid, and my dad did not like those people, I'd probably go like, well then I don't like them either, get the fuck out of here. I'm picking my dad over you, obviously. Yet, now that I'm older, when I realize how much of a dirtbag my dad was, he's not as bad as Rick, obviously, but when I realized how much of a dirtbag he was, I knew that I wouldn't do that to my other relationships. Beth is doing the thing that you should never do for a bad person. She's ruining her relationships for a bad person. It's really stupid. I get what she wants to have a relationship with him and stuff like that. She can, but she should not ruin her relationships just because of this douchebag. I'm just saying, the first time I watched this, it made me very uncomfortable. And I know why, because she reminds me too much of myself when I was younger. I probably would have done the exact same thing. But nowadays, I'm just like, I know better. It's just like, my dad and I can have a relationship if he ever wanted to, but I would never just abandon my friends and family for him, because I'm like, fuck you, pretty much. But Beth has not learned that. Well, she does at the end of the season, which is good. At the end of the season 3, she learns that she should not have done that. And which is good, because she finally realizes, I don't need you to be happy. It's very good that she learned that eventually. But everybody should learn that eventually, hopefully. If you have someone like that, you should learn that eventually. But yeah, that's one of the things that pissed me off. But then we have the whole episode in general. We have this brain thing, and they said there might be some truth in there, and I have some theories on that. They'll be in the description below. There's 2 or 3 theories, I think. I put it down there. Yeah, they're about evil Morty and Rick's past and stuff like that. So they'll be in the description. But yeah, really interesting. he defeats the aliens. It's pretty funny. Summer goes with Morty, and she still doesn't realize, like, Morty realizes it's like, I don't want to sacrifice your life for this douche's life, you know? But yet Summer acts like he's the bad guy. Like, by the end, she acts like he's the bad guy sort of thing. And it really pisses me off. I really feel for Morty. And if Evil Morty was ever, like, is that why Evil Morty turned evil? Because then I could really feel for Evil Morty. I'm just like, okay, Rick, you're the bad guy at that point. But yeah, like, man, I really feel for Morty because Rick's a fucking cunt. And he basically manipulates people into liking him. Which is, like, just sad. And these people are too stupid, except for Morty, I guess. Morty's just like, I get your tricks, old man, but he still likes him, I guess. But yeah, like, really good episode. He takes down the Federation, or the Galaxy Federation or whatever, and the Council of Ricks, and, like, the Citadel of Ricks. And it's pretty funny. And plus, it leads up to one of the best episodes, the Ricklantic mix-up or something like that, with Evil Morty. It leads up to that episode. Anyways, episode 2. Season 3, episode 2. This episode. There's a little part at the end there with maybe a coyote or a wolf. I think it's a coyote. That takes Jerry's unemployment check because he feeds on Jerry's suffering. I think Rick might have had something to do with that. But who knows. But anyways, this episode, it's okay. It starts off with the kids talking to their father. Summer's being kind of cold, but she's just having trouble with the divorce, even though it's kind of Rick's fault, but no one gets that except for Morty pretty much. And Morty's just like, okay, see you later, because he's, like, actually cares, you know? Because Rick's a fucking cunt, and Beth is a fucking stupid cunt. Because Beth would rather pick a guy that abandoned her, rather than the guy that actually stuck with her. If you have a bad relationship, you should stop having that relationship. That's just common sense. But you shouldn't stop having a relationship just because of an asshole like Rick. I'm just saying, it still annoys me. But this episode's pretty funny. There's a part in there where Summer gets together with an older man, probably like in his 30s, I'd say. I'm starting to think that the creators of this show, or somebody on the writing staff, kind of likes underage girls getting together with older men. Maybe that person themselves likes to get together with underage girls. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. First you had Tammy and Bird Person, like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old man with like a 16, 17-year-old. And then you had Summer, which is a 16, 17-year-old with a, 30? Late 30s, late 20s, early 30s maybe? Maybe late 30s even? Somebody on their staff might just like that kind of thing a little bit too much. And they also done it with Morty with the older women. So, somebody on their staff, or the creators of the show themselves, they like the underage relationships. Just point that out. Anyways, let's go to episode 3. Rick and Morty, season 3, episode 3. Man, this episode, all in all, was pretty cool. We got Pickle Rick. Although personally, I like Teenage Rick because he's a little bit funnier. But Pickle Rick is pretty cool. He turns himself into a pickle just to avoid going to therapy. And Beth finds out because Morty tells her, and at first she believes him completely, but then eventually she finds out. And, she takes away the syringe so he can't turn back to human. Because she gets a little bit angry. So she's getting a little bit angry at Rick, a little bit annoyed. But by the end, she basically, says, oh, therapy's stupid, pretty much. Because she agrees with her father, because she doesn't want to work it out. You know, she does not want to work on this family. she'd rather believe her father than go to a place that can actually help her. This is one of the reasons I hate Beth so much. Hopefully she's better in season 4 because, as I said, she has changed to accept her father as a douchebag. So hopefully she does better. But this is one of the reasons I hate Beth so much. She would rather believe her father that abandoned her, that has done horrible things, than to work on a fixing relationship with her family that can help her children, that can help her. And if she ever brought Jerry back, it probably could help him with her. But she'd rather stick with her father. That is so fucking stupid. Your father refuses to go to therapy. Probably because he might learn something and he might even get, memories from the past brought up or something like that. And your kids are going through rough times, and you're going through rough times, but you're just like, I'd rather stick with my father because I have fucking daddy issues. You're a fucking moron. A complete and utter fucking moron. But the rest was pretty good. Pickle Rick, pretty funny. We get to see him make a bug suit and a rat suit, and then we get to see him fight against I think it was like an agency or something. We meet, I think his name is Scar, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. No, Jaguar, I think. Yeah, Jaguar. And at the end, they have a scene where he saves them. And Rick's so much a dick that he doesn't even want to take Jaguar to a different reality so he can be with another version of his daughter. Rick, you're a real dick. He literally helped you save your life and stuff like that, but you're too lazy to take him to a reality where he can spend time with his daughter. You are a dick. And Beth, she's a stupid dick. But anyways, let's go on to episode 4. Hey guys, just reminding you to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Watch my other content too. Now back to the show. Rick and Morty, Season 3, Episode 4. This episode, pretty funny. There was the Vindicators. I think it's kind of like a ripoff of... It's a ripoff of superhero genres, of course. But I think it's more like Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe, because they're in the universe, I guess. And it turned out all to be douchebags, especially the chick. I wonder if she's going to come back in, Season 4, maybe even Season 5 or something like that, and be an actual credible threat to Rick. That's going to be pretty interesting if she comes back eventually and actually is a threat to him. But yeah, it's pretty good show, pretty good episode. Just good episode, I guess. That's all I can say. It's just a pretty good episode. Rick pretty much kills all the Vindicators, except for the chick. Although the chick and the Ant-Man and the chick killed the train guy because cheating thing, and she had a baby with the Ant-Man, even though that's not possible because he would have no sperm because he's ants. Well, I guess ants have sperm, but I guess they can impregnate the queen, but cartoon logic, I guess. Yeah, that's a whole thing, and that would be disgusting to have ants inside you, but okay. But yeah, she kills the Ant-Man, and then she turns out to be pretty evil, and then she runs away, and we haven't seen her since. Will we see her again? Maybe. Maybe at another party or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, the Vindicators all turned out to be complete frauds and dicks, and they killed a whole planet, even though if they called Rick, he would have figured it out almost instantly, so, yeah. And, all they had over Rick was Noob. Or I think that was his name, right? Yeah, Noob. Yeah, pretty funny though. Pretty good. And the ending. Pretty good ending, I guess. Although he made a giant party for them all. And he said that like the drunk version of him said that like the whole planet would explode, so he would have killed everybody on that planet, including Summer and Beth. So that's pretty fucked up. The drunk him's just like, even though everybody on this planet could die, let's just have a giant party. Pretty messed up, Rick, but pretty good episode, pretty funny. Let's go on to episode 5. Rick and Morty, season 3, episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's episode 5. This episode is all about Jerry. Well, it has 2 plots. Let's talk about the first one. I mean, the subplot, I guess. Summer, she got broken up with by her boyfriend because he went out with a girl with bigger tits than her. Because obviously he likes the bigger tit girl or something like that, I guess. And Summer freaks out about it. She asks her mom if, like, she's pretty and stuff like that, and, like, are her tits big enough and stuff like that, and her mom's just like, oh, this Summer sort of thing. Kind of being a bad parent, but at the end there, she did fix it, so I'll give you props for that, Beth. You were a good parent for a couple minutes. You were a good parent for an episode. At first you were bad, but by the end you were a good parent. Even though in general you're not a very good parent. Although, I guess I could say the same about Jerry, because he also is not a good parent. I'll leave my playlist in the link below, by the way, if you want to see it. The playlist to my Rick and Morty reviews and theories and stuff. But yeah, so like, we see that, and Morty, a little bit of a badass evil guy by the end, because he deforms the fuck out of that guy, just because he hurt his sister's feelings, even though his sister, a couple episodes ago, was telling him he was a fucking moron, and she wished he was dead because he went against Rick. Man, I don't know, man, I feel for Morty. I feel like I would do the same thing. I probably wouldn't do the same thing, because the guy didn't really do anything wrong, to be honest. He hurt his sister's feelings. That doesn't mean you should deform him. Like, what the fuck, dude? Going a little bit overboard, Morty. More into evil Morty territory. Not like evil Morty territory just yet, because evil Morty kills people. But you're going there. But yeah, like, I don't think if someone hurt my sister like that, I'd basically deform them. I don't even think I'd beat them up, to be honest, because it's not wrong for you to break up with someone and go out with someone else. It might hurt the other person, but it's not wrong. You know, I'd try to make my sister feel better. That's all I would do. Now, if someone like hurt her, like beat her up or something, or did something like that, then I could understand why you would do that, or beat the fuck out of the guy or something like that. Then it's permissible. But let's go to the main plot, which is Jerry and Rick going on a little adventure, because Morty basically forces Rick to go on an adventure with Jerry. They go to a galaxy. They go to like a fun land that you can't die at. That's pretty cool. If it was still there in real life, I'd totally go to a place like that where you can't die or anything like that. That'd just be cool. I wonder why Rick doesn't like make something that makes him like that all the time. Because obviously he helped with it, so it's pretty confusing. I wonder why the Citadel didn't have that technology. That's also a question. A lot of questions that aren't answered. Like, why didn't the Council of Ricks and the Citadel of Ricks and Morty have that technology? You would think they would, because they don't want to die. But I guess not. And they'd probably make weapons that could kill people in it. Because then they don't have to die from minor accidents, but they can also kill bad people that they want to kill. So yeah. But yeah, all in all, pretty good episode. And we learn that Jerry learns that Rick did sabotage his marriage, as we all know. And Jerry hates Rick still. Pretty funny. Pretty good. But yeah, let's move on to episode 6, the final episode I'm reviewing of Rick and Morty until season 4. Been a pretty good Rick and Morty reviewing thing until season 4, which hopefully will come out this year, but probably not till next year. But anyways, Episode 6. Rick and Morty, Season 3, Episode 6. The final episode I have to review in Rick and Morty until Season 4. This episode, probably one of the funniest episodes, I gotta admit. One of the better episodes of Season 4. Season 4 was kind of good, but kind of lackluster at the same time. But this episode is one of the better ones. This is the episode where Rick and Morty take their detoxes out. Rick becomes like a actually pretty nice guy. And Morty becomes kind of a psychopath. And again, Morty has a girlfriend that's like in her 20s probably, I would assume. Maybe even 30s, depending. I swear, man, one of the writers there, or maybe even the creators themselves, they really enjoy inappropriate relationships between kids and adults, or between young teenagers and adults. One of them there enjoys that a lot. Yeah, whoever it is, you're kinky, man. You're pretty kinky. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross, too. But to each their own, I guess. As long as you don't act on those impulses, should be fine. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, we see a whole bunch of stuff in this one. It's pretty funny. They go on like this really wicked adventure that's like crazy, and they almost die in it. And then they go to a spa with a detox thing. And this brings up a question for me. If that detox thing was real, would you go in it? Because it changes who you are. It takes out all the things that you hate about yourself and changes who you are. That's a question. That's a question I would like to ask, you know? Would you ever go into a detox thing even though it changes who you are? It's a very interesting question. Because me personally, I love who I am and I don't want to change who I am. But then again, I would like to see what I think the perfect version of me is, and also what I think the horrible toxins are of me. Because I can think of a few things I just like about myself, but I'm sure there's even more things that my subconscious mind thinks are bad about myself as well. So I would love to see what I think is bad about myself, and I also love to see what's my perfect version that I think of myself, or what's the version that would come out after that. It's very interesting to me to think about. What would the version be of me that came out after that? I'm not sure. Would I be like Rick, or would I be like Morty, or would I be just a completely different person? Because it seems like you would be. Very interesting question. Would you do it? Would you ever take that opportunity? For me, I'd say if I had the opportunity, I don't know. I couldn't say until I had the opportunity. I would have to decide, and it'd be very hard to decide. Do I take everything I think is toxic out and change who I am, or do I keep myself because I love myself? I gotta say, there's some parts of me I hate, but in general, I gotta say I love myself. I love who I am, and I love my individuality. But if I change who I am, I'd be changed forever. So, unless someone like Rick and Morty changed me back, I guess. But yeah, it's something to ask, man. It's something to ask. Would you ever do that? But anyways, that's the end of this review. I hope you liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm just here to say at the end of the video, I hope you liked